Hello and welcome back to TGTV, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Spain, and more specifically than that, the Calafat circuit. Some of you will be familiar with this circuit, just outside Barcelona, and today is going to be a very exciting day. I know that said a lot on YouTube, but this is actually going to be an extraordinarily exciting video. I'm here with Automobili Pininfarina to get a taste of their upcoming Battista hypercar. Now, if you don't know about what the Battista hypercar is, then you must be living on the moon, because they are releasing essentially a 1900 brake horsepower road car. Now, to get a flavour for that, it's not in production yet, it's not on the roads yet. To get a little flavour for that, we are taking out some EVs on the circuit, and not any old EVs, but I'm going to be driving a legit, proper Formula E car around this circuit. Now, this specific circuit here at Calafat has been specifically designed to match that of the street circuits Formula E cars are used to. First things first though, we're going to go out on some normal EVs. We're going to do some sighting laps. We're going to get used to the track, where the braking points are, where to turn in, where the apexes are, and then we're going to go out in actually a Tesla kind of GT car, a full-on kind of Tesla race car, which I'll show you in a second, and then it'll be time to go out in the Formula E car. And this is all designed to give a flavour of what the Battista is all about. We also have said car in the background there. This is what the production car is going to look like inside and out. I'm going to take you around that as well. Today is going to be absolutely insane. So without further waffle, stood here in the wind, let's get on with the video. So these are the cars that are going to be going out first and foremost. We have an Audi e-tron, a Jaguar I-Pace, a Tesla Model 3, and another Tesla Model 3. These are the kind of EV cars that we'll be doing the sighting laps in, and this is where we'll be kind of getting used to things. So that's just the first group going out there. And now, there's only a few of us here. There's about 9 of us in total. They're going out there, checking out all the track and whatnot. So this is the second car I'm going to be driving, and this is a Tesla GT car. This car is actually based on the standard Tesla, however it's 700 kilos lighter. It's got an aero kit, it's obviously got new wheels, new brakes, and if we come inside here, stripped out for racing purposes. This is a very cool material. This is actually made out of hemp and linen. It's not carbon fiber, it's some sort of a biomaterial, which is mental, and everything that can have been stripped out of here is, so you'll notice the door cards have gone, and pretty much all the mod cons have gone out of this Tesla, which means you have something that's absolutely ridiculous. I've been very well informed there is a drag race of this car online, along with the Red Bull guys, a motorbike, an F-16 jet, and some other planes on a runway somewhere. If you can go and find that video, I think it's had about 40 million views so far, but this car does very, very well. Go and check that out anyway, obviously after this video, because this video is very exciting as well. And I'm going to be going out on this as part of the driver assessment to work out whether or not they'll let me loose in a Formula E car. I'm excited about driving this. Chaos. So then where we are now is I've just been out in the road cars. I went in the Tesla Model 3 and we just went around the track basically, picking up the pace, learning the lines, learning where to brake, learning what the track does effectively. All I can say is those Tesla Model 3s, they're quite good, but they're definitely not track cars. The brakes got a little bit hot, there were a few warnings, and the brake pedal basically went, I nearly loaded it into the boot of another car in front of me. So, very interesting experience and a lot to learn on that track. It's very technical, there's lots of dips, some of it goes blind. There's a lot to learn. Hopefully I'll be okay then. I'm about to go in the Tesla GT car, but first I want to take you around this. This then is pretty much the main reason we are here. This is the Automobili Pininfarina Battista. This is their first car as a manufacturer. It is 1900 brake horsepower. Yes, 1900. That's about 1,000 more than you get in an F1 car. 0 to 60 is less than 2 seconds, and torque is 2,300 Newton meters. In contrast, I think the Pista is about 900. Inside the car then, casual Formula E car. See you in a bit. Inside the car then, the level of attention to detail in here is absolutely incredible. The stitching, the finish, and all the kind of tactile bits in here. It's all aluminium, it's all kind of, you know, properly done. I'm gonna get in here actually. As we get in then, you'll see there is a lot of carbon fiber. This is made out of a carbon fiber monocoque. I will be changing my shoes, by the way, to get in the Formula E car. Don't have a go at me. So this whole body is made out of one piece of carbon fibre. And behind me here we have this really cool view. So this is the car then, actually from Pebble Beach 2019. Put this down here. So it's hard to believe that this thing actually laps this particular circuit we're at today 4 seconds faster than a fully fledged Formula E race car. This is a road car, and it goes around this small circuit, which is about 1 minute 20 in a Formula E car, 4 seconds quicker. So 4 seconds, I mean, it's an absolute joke. And this is a road car. This is a car that's got a really nice hi-fi in it. It's got Bluetooth, it's got all the mod cons. You can see out of it, it's got windows, and it's faster than a Formula E car. Absolutely bonkers. So the taster today is just giving you a little feel of what it would be like to be behind the wheel of one of these. Now, customer delivery starting these about late 2020, December 2020. So these aren't going to be on the roads for probably about a year now. Boring nerdy stuff then, there's about 500 kilometers of range, which actually trumps the original 450 kilometers of range quoted at the Geneva Motor Show. Speaking of the Geneva Motor Show, this car absolutely stole the show. Without a shadow of a doubt, this is the car everyone was talking about. It's an amazing piece of kit, and the design on it is absolutely phenomenal. Right, let's get out anyway. Let's go have a little look around the car. We'll see where the aero goes, because most hypercars, you'll be used to having wings and kind of spoilers and everything all over the place. This, however, is very, very clever with the way it channels air. There aren't huge wings, there aren't huge spoilers. It's very, very classy. And for something of this performance, the kind of the silhouette of the car is very, very kind of almost subdued. But it's the attention to detail. It's the way that every single little bit of panel, every kind of diffuser, every little, there's air going everywhere. Everywhere you look in the car, all functional. Very, very cool. Even the wing mirror is a work of art. Something I would say as well, I'm obviously a huge Pininfarina fan. You know, one thing I want to say, this is obviously a separate company to Pininfarina, the people that designed my 458 and my F12. This is Automobili Pininfarina, so it's their automotive arm, it's their car building arm. And it's a totally separate entity, but it has obviously got the heritage of Pininfarina behind it, and Battista Pininfarina, who was at the helm of the firm back when it began. And this car is obviously named after Battista Pininfarina, the founder of Pininfarina, all those years ago. I think it was about 90 odd years ago perhaps. And in fact, this writing is actually on my 458 and my F12. Very, very cool. Such a cool brand. It's amazing to see them embracing the future and just creating something monstrous, but also so beautiful. Very excited. Anyway, I think it's time to go and find the Tesla GT car, which is over there, jump in it, go for a few laps, and then hopefully they'll let me in the Formula E car. Right, it's Tesla GT time. As I said before, this has 700 kilos stripped out of it. It's got racing brakes, racing suspension, and pretty much is a racing car with the Tesla inside it. 700, 800 odd brake, electric motor, so it should be a lot of fun. Time to jump in. We're getting away from the participant in there. We got a thumbs up as well. That is a good sign. It's back in one piece. So I'm going to jump in that, give you some little impressions when I get out, and then it's going to be time for the Formula E car. And the Formula E car is going to be rigged up with GoPros as well, so you can all analyse exactly how bad I am at driving, which you seem to enjoy doing. Lap in the Tesla GT car completed then. Really fun driving that. Worlds apart from the Model 3 that I drove actually. Brakes obviously completely different. Actually like a race car, an instant torque. But, that said, as good as this thing is, it is nothing compared to obviously the Battista and the Formula E car. So I think the next footage you're going to see is me jumping in the Formula E car. They said I'm allowed to drive it somehow, so that's exactly what I'm going to do in a second. Race boots on then. It is time to jump in the Mahindra Racing Formula E car. This is where I'm going to be sitting, and luckily, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a GoPro on the top. So this will be my view, effectively. As you can see, very little visibility, and we've not had that long to learn the track, so this might be quite interesting. As you'd expect, carbon tub where everyone's sitting. That is the very comfortable seat I'll be sitting in. These cars really do represent the pinnacle of EV technology and EV performance, but it's mental to think that Battista is 4 seconds a lap quicker around this track than this thing is. I suspect I'm going to be getting nowhere near this car's limits today. Today I'll be doing 4 or 5 laps in this, at which point you start to get the feel of the car, start to feel like you know what you're doing, and that's the point at which you have to come in, because you actually don't know what you're doing. Someone like me, getting in this car, I'm not a racing driver, I don't know what I'm doing. Because the aero on these cars, the difference between getting the aero and the car pinned to the ground and losing all aero and the thing spinning is very, very narrow. Not only that, if you don't brake in a straight line, you've got a bit of lock on. Because of this track, it's so bumpy and there's so many different contours, a bit of banking, a few blind corners, you can get it very wrong very quickly, and there is not much runoff, so I'm panicking a little bit. This is one of 2 cars actually here today. We have got a spare, to be fair, if I shunt it, so there's a spare one here. Not that I think they'd let me out in a second one if I did. We've got a gentleman going out right now. So I say there's a very small group of us here. Thing just looks the absolute nuts. Very excited. That then was my Formula E drive done. I'm now out of my my robes and I'm in actually this very nice gilet, ladies and gentlemen. I got a new gilet in this trip. Very excited by that. That's my Formula E drive done. Anyway, so as many of you know, I've driven a Formula 1 car. I've now driven a Formula E car, which is all very exciting and something I didn't think I'd ever be saying. Did a horrendous job of both of those drives, but driving this thing was absolutely monumental. So the first thing that strikes you about this, when you come out of a corner and you put your foot down, it's instant. Kicks you in the back, doesn't matter, there's no rev ranges, there's no gears, there's nothing to think about. It's just, you're off. And you need to be really, really careful. Oh, see you later. You need to be really, really careful that if you've got any lock on whatsoever and you slap your foot down, you will spin. And a few people have actually spun, but I've not been quick enough with the camera to catch them spinning. Needless to say, I didn't spin. You saw some of the footage. There was no spinning involved, but you've got to be really, really, really careful. We are not on slicks today. We're on these tyres, but that said, you still need to be pretty careful. I only did a few laps in this car, but I've actually already feel sore, like my arms are aching. And I think the stress of being in a new car on a new track, you're so tense, your body's so tense the whole time. Oh, there goes the Tesla. Pretty chilled run there. You're so stressed being in a new car and a new track that you kind of, your whole body's tensed up for the 2 laps, and then when you pull yourself in afterwards, you realise you've just been tensing up. Very good core workout. Anyway, I've got a newfound respect for Formula E drivers anyway. I already knew it was pretty tough, having driven a Formula 1 car and nearly passing out with how strenuous it was. But yeah, super cool experience and absolutely unbelievable. Huge shout to Mahindra Racing anyway for enabling us to drive these around and actually trusting us to go out on the track in these. I saw some very worried faces in the garage in there before we went out, but huge thanks to them alongside Automobili, Pininfarina for letting us take these things out. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to go and spec up casually Battista. So, if my numbers come up, then I know exactly what spec I'm going to choose. In here then, aptly labelled, is the configuration room. This is where I'll be able to choose literally every single last detail of the Battista. Interiors, colours, stitching, you name it. So, without further ado, I'm going to go in there and we'll get specking. You join me then in the specking suite for the Battista. This is where customers will come and choose every single aspect. Well, not literally, I mean, not everyone's going to spec it at the racetrack, but I'm specking at a racetrack, and they've built out this little unit into a full specking unit. So we have a configurator there, we have colour options there, we have a seat, we have some leather options there, and we've got all the car kind of jewellery, they call it, right over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around, I'm going to show you exactly what I've spec'd, because I've been sat with Sarah and Thomas here. They've scarpered, they saw the camera and they disappeared. I've spec'd my dream Battista. So I'm going to go around that spec in a second, but I'm also going to give you some options and give you a little flavour of what you can choose. These are colours available here. They've actually got this patented weave, which is a new style of weave, unlike anything that's available anywhere else. You can see it's actually a very special type of weave. Let's get it off the wall here. Probably going to get told off. But in the sun there, I don't know if you can see that. That's absolutely amazing. That's not lacquer, that is the weave causing that colour change. Very nice. Stick that back on the wall there. The car jewellery then, all the way around, everything is made out of machined aluminium, all one piece, and you can option these to be any colour you like, and you can see the little range of options here. This actually goes on the front of the car. Coming across then, these are the centre locks. Obviously you can option these in any colour you want as well. These actually go above the kind of on the roofline, sloping rear deck, and this goes between the 2 seats. This is your kind of nameplate, so you can get whatever you want on that nameplate there, which is very cool. Obviously that can be in any colour you like. This is the key as well. This was really cool. They've shown me all this a few minutes ago, so I'm just trying to remember everything they've told me. This then is the key. Really cool piece of kit, and again, as with everything, you can fully customise it along with that coloured piece there. Carbon, that goes back there. These are the different finishes on the leather, so you can get this diamond quilted effect here. You can also get perforated. I've actually optioned perforated on my spec. And this is a seat from the actual car. We've got carbon inlays here. Again, you can customise that. And obviously the different colour for the leather. I actually went for something very similar for my spec, which you'll see in a second. Coming over here then, there's some kind of top secret stuff here, but I'm going to zoom in on this straight away. This then is the leather from the Battista, but what's interesting about the Battista, they're very focused on sustainability. This is an olive branch. What they do, they actually take these... Sorry. I thought that was me for a second. I thought, what have I broken? These are actually a byproduct of using olive-based products, and these usually go to waste. But what the company do here is they use these in the tanning process for the leather. So it's all about sustainability and using waste products to kind of create stuff within the car and make sure nothing actually goes to waste. Really nice touch. And as I say, there's loads of bits around here that I can't actually film right now, but they've just gone into. It's going to be featuring on their products in the future. Really nice sustainable touches. Anyway, my spec is on the screen right now. whizzing around. So as I said before, here we go, here's my spec. I don't know if you can see that because it's a little bit bright in here. I've gone for this green. This green, which is called Verde Paradiso, I believe, and all the colours here are actually named after places from Battista Pininfarina's life. Places very close to his heart, so every single colour has been named after it. Just little details like that are super, super cool. Anyway, back to my spec. So you got that front plate there, this little bit up here. That is in titanium, and all the details throughout the car are actually in that colour as well. There we go, we've gone titanium in the wheels as well with a machined front face. Titanium on the mirrors there, and also underneath the rear wing there, that is also in titanium, and also the carbon on the side there, that is in the same finish as well. Inside the car then I've gone black and kind of titanium details all around here. So yeah, titanium details there, satin carbon throughout because you don't want gloss carbon inside the cabin, and also titanium subwoofer between the two seats there, and also that nameplate that you can see there as well. That would obviously have TG in it, or cash or crisps or something like that. Titanium details there, and more satin carbon there. And that interesting, that little flag badge there, I believe I first saw one of those on, I think it's a 550 Maranello, perhaps, 4575. So there we go. Tan inside there with grey detailing, and that matches the grey detailing on the outside, and that's my spec. That is what I'd go for if I was speccing an Automobili Pininfarina Battista. That exact spec. It's cash. Super, super cool. What do you think of the spec anyway? Do you like it? Yeah, and this front plate here, I think it just changes the whole kind of dynamic of the car. So cool. This is actually a steering wheel on the way out. I might put that in my bag. I am of course joking. But the attention to detail in these cars is amazing. Everything that you touch is made of metal. It's not like one of these cars where you touch it and it's, you know, there's plastic bits here, there and everywhere. It's all amazingly, amazingly done. This is all aluminium, is cold to the touch. Feels solid, it doesn't rattle, really nice, and the stitching's done properly as well. So these are the various wheel designs as well. So you've got the machine cut, and you've also got a solid painted finish there as well. You can obviously option whatever you want color wise as well. So you can actually go for a colored front fascia like that, which is a brave spec, but it's nonetheless very cool. The car that most of you will have seen in Geneva has actually this wheel finish here, which is this polished, classy finish. As many of you will know, I don't actually like black wheels, so as I've gone for there, a nice machined front polished face with a titanium insert inside the wheel. Anyway, time to get my debit card out and make the purchase of a Battista. I think it's about 2 million euros, they were saying, about 2.1 once you've done a bit of spec and whatnot. If you want the exposed weave, I believe the price will probably rise further than that. I'm of course joking, I'm a little way off that yet. Specking complete then, I think it's now time to run and get my flight. I'm heading back to London, and then it'll be time to go to LA, and then I'm off to Saudi Arabia as well. So busy, busy times here. Just want to say thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Having a little look around the kind of exciting future of EVs, and particularly with Automobili Pininfarina, because they are doing some chaotic stuff, and I cannot wait for that car to hit the roads. The Battista, when it starts hitting the roads, it's going to cause carnage. I don't think people are going to be able to get their head around exactly how much of a leap forward this car is actually going to be. I know it's hard to process something like 1900 brake horsepower, but it genuinely will make something like a LaFerrari look slow, like legitimately slow. Yeah, it's absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, the fact it is 4 seconds faster around this short track than a Formula E car says, oh, look at it behind me, it's chaos. From me then, and this amazing piece of machinery, thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment, say hello, blah blah blah, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye now.